I'm Paul Reagan for BCRG. I'm here over on Arlington, on my way over to Jim Mirro's house. Jim is a person that's been very influential in leading the way on a lot of the issues that homeowners in many parts of Birmingham are about to encounter on the unimproved roads situation. Jim will really be able to highlight for you a lot of the issues that these homeowners have faced over the last, I'm going to say, the better part of a year. Let's go over and talk to him. Jim, thanks for agreeing to talk to the neighborhoods. Let me ask you, how did you decide you wanted to get involved in this issue?
Last year, at the end of September, early October of 2023, all of the neighbors in the neighborhood of Arlington Shirley Streets received a letter from the city that's entitled Expression of Interest Survey for Street Improvement Special Assessment Cost Example. And in this letter, the city was asking the following questions. Number one, are you supportive of the project to improve the water system along your street? Number two, are you supportive of the project to improve the sewer system along your street? Are you supportive of constructing an improved street upon completion of the underground utility work? And are you supportive of constructing sidewalk along the street? Now, we realized, the neighbors and I, that answers to this survey might have fairly broad-reaching consequences, especially in regard to the sidewalk, which we have never had on Arlington and Shirley in the 100 or so years we've been in existence after we were created from the Coriel tree nursery. Because we were concerned about the far-reaching implications, I, being retired and having lived on Arlington for 46 years and know practically all the neighbors, volunteered to coordinate the results of the survey and to coordinate and interface with the city and provide feedback to the neighbors, and the officers of the Homeowners Association agreed to appoint me.
So Jim, what happened?
Most of the residents did turn in the survey, but which became particularly alarming to me and a number of other people was that when we tabulated the results of these surveys, a full 80% of the residents were not in favor of any of the four proposed actions, but in talking with the city, we got pretty good understanding that the city fully intended to proceed with all four developments, despite having virtually no support for it. And so we decided to continue meeting with the city, talking with them, understanding where they're coming from, talking with other authorities such as the Oakland County Road Commission, Michigan Department of Transportation, private pavement companies, Michigan State University, to just understand what they thought of our road, because we regarded it as improved, having curbs and gutters and driveway approaches and fully engineered drainage systems. And so we did not believe that it fit correctly into the category of unimproved. And we also knew that Westwood Drive just a year ago had some upgrades, but were able to avoid having many items on the street, such as curbs, gutters, and driveway approaches, eliminated and replaced, which was important to us because of all the historic trees we have in the neighborhood where we did not want the roots to be disturbed. And so we kept meeting with the city, and in fact circulated a petition in December, which basically said we would like to opt out of this because we're happy with the general appearance of the road as long as we had some repairs which we felt were needed, but we didn't think it was environmentally a good idea to have a complete excavation and replacement of the street.
Jim, there are a lot of people that are about to enter into this process. What do you think those people on those streets ought to know?
What is behind all of the efforts of the city and of all of their direction is a direct cause by Ordinance 94, which was passed a couple of years ago in October of 2021 in the midst of the pandemic, and did not get a lot of publicity. I know I had never heard about it, but what Ordinance 94 did when it was passed by the commission was to change how improvements to the roads occur. For all of the rest of Michigan and practically every other municipality that I know about, it requires 51% or more of the residents to agree to an upgrade of their street and the resulting assessment to it, which is a very democratic principle and has been in existence in the state of Michigan since the 1930s. What the city commission did in passing Ordinance 94 was to basically take away that right from the residents and the citizens and vest it in themselves that no matter what the residents think, it could be 0%, if the city commission believes that a road needs to be upgraded and that it is defined this way or that way, the city commission basically voted itself to have this power, this authority to proceed. So that's important that every resident of every street that's considered unimproved knows that.
It sounds like this process requires a lot of involvement. What do you have to say about that?
Well, there's no question that there requires a lot of involvement and a lot of fact-finding. As soon as your street is notified that it's a candidate for upgrade, from that point forward, the residents need to attend all meetings where it's on the agenda, and in our case, we attended meetings where it was not even on the agenda, but where we chose to speak to the commissioners during that portion of the meeting that's entitled Items Not on the Agenda, to get across our viewpoint and what we have found and what we have concluded and what we wanted to do. And so we probably attended 16 to maybe 20 meetings since last year, both multimodal meetings as well as commission meetings. We usually sent a letter to the commission prior to every meeting and then tried to expand upon it and comment upon it at the meeting itself, whether we were on the agenda or not. And often that meant arriving at 7:30 for the twice monthly commission meetings and staying off until midnight or 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. in the morning when the commission meeting was over, because often we were asked not to speak on that subject, on the items not on the agenda, but to wait till later when we came to the portion of the meeting that talked about communication with the streets.
What do you think is the most important thing to communicate?
Okay, well, it's important that all the residents understand what's the most important issue for your street. In our case, a very important issue was the fact that we did not want 100 trees, historic trees, cut down to make way for sidewalks, which we've never had. We also did not want our street to be narrowed, also did not want our street to be made of concrete. We packed the commission hall. We had a lot of media attention. We had Oakland Press, Detroit Free Press, Detroit News, ABC, CBS, NBC come to the meeting. We focused a lot of attention. We packed the room, and because of that, the commission, which we're grateful for, agreed to exempt us from sidewalks on our streets and from narrowing it and from making it concrete. And we appreciated that very much. Now, that was our issue. For other streets, maybe sidewalks and trees are not the issue. Perhaps it's a safety issue regarding speed, regarding the fact it's a cut through to another street. And if you have the facts behind you and you can support that through traffic counts, etc., that would be an important item to bring up, to pack the commission room, everybody behind you, that it's very important, the safety of your family, the safety of your children going to school, and you have to get media attention behind it, and perhaps the commissioners will understand that and agree to exempt you from some aspects of the street upgrade program to meet those goals. And if you present it logically, consistently, with some good facts behind you, and present it a number of times, you may have a chance to win. Okay, one important fact here that I didn't bring out before is that with Arlington and Shirley, we already had an association, and so all of us had everyone's phone numbers and email addresses. We were used to communicating with one another, and so as soon as something like this expression of interest survey came out, I was immediately able to send messages to everybody to tell me, to give me a copy of it so we could do our own tabulation. If you don't have an association to help you that way, the first step you got to take is get everybody's email addresses, get everybody's phone numbers, walk door to door. If you want to do a petition at the same time, that makes sense, so at least you can show the commission this is what everybody's belief is, this is what their goal is, and it was important enough for them to sign their signature and date it, which is what we did. We had a petition in December, we had a petition in May, and we had a decision, a third petition. So it's important to do petitions, and you get contact information for you to be able to communicate and get people to the commission meeting.